After the study of this module, you shall be able to know about the paper and pulp industry's nature, learn about the mechanism of paper production, identify the problem caused by the paper and pulp industries and its effect on human health, evaluate the solution or prevention techniques so as to protect the environment. Paper and pulp industry. The paper and pulp industry involves in the formation of pulp, paper, paperboard and other cellulose-based products by the wood used as a raw material. The United States is called the world's leading producer of paper. Australia and Brazil have significant number of paper and pulp industries. The industry is planning to expand globally with the low wages and less environmental issues in countries like Russia, China and Indonesia. The pulp and paper industry ranked 4th in the industrial sector for its use of energy, but still the sector has low CO2 emission by the use of biomass as fuel. Application of the paper and pulp industry. The main application of paper and pulp industry is the formation of paper and paper boards. It considers all the sequence that is needed to convert the wood pulp source to the final paper product. The paper produced by them can be converted into copy, papers, books, product packaging, shopping bags and toilet paper. Nanocellulose is made by the use of chemical pulps. Spatial pulp has many other applications, that is dissolving pulp that is helpful in regenerating cellulose. Environmental issues. Paper mills are responsible for many environmental problems. The production of paper and pulp with the help of wood produces a large volume of waste. The production of this waste badly affects the environment. The waste produced in paper and pulp industries are termed as paper pollution. It contributes to the air, water and land pollution. The paper which is discarded is major component of landfill sites. The paper recycling is also a pollution source by the production of sludge. Paper and pulp industries has many types of chemicals which includes pulping chemicals, bleaching chemicals, starch, internal size chemicals, surface size chemicals, coating of chemicals and other chemical paper. Paper and pulp industries are termed to be the third largest polluter for the air, water and land by producing 100 million kg of harmful pollution every year. The problem due to the paper and pulp industries are characterized on the basis of nature of their effects. It includes the following issue. The first one is deforestation. Due to rise in the consumption of papers day by day, the numbers of trees are decreasing. It is calculated that worldwide the use of paper is raised by 400% in last 40 years. Due to decrease in the number of trees, the percentage of CO2 is going to increase in the atmospheric air, which is responsible for global warming and causes change in climatic conditions. Also, the decrease in ratio of agricultural land is a reason of disasters, that is drought and flood. Also, the oxygen level in atmosphere decreases due to the decrease in number of trees. The second problem is water pollution. The waste discharge from the paper and pulp industries includes two categories of pollutants, that is suspended particles and dissolved organic compounds. When these particles come in contact with water resources, that is river, lakes, then causes water pollution. The suspended matter present in the paper mills is in the form of particulates of wood, fiber, filling and material coating, whereas the organic pollutants when acted by microorganisms are converted into inorganic compound and reduces the oxygen level. Also, inorganic materials such as chlorates, chelating agents and transition metal compounds are included in the waste. The organic compounds dissolve in the fresh water affects the human health if consumed. Also, the continuous consumption of contaminated water can lead to death of all higher living organisms. The waste which are discharged cause discoloring and toxicity of water present in the rivers and the ponds. Third one, waste disposal and recycling problems. In the waste recycling materials, 40% of the total waste is paper waste, which contributes to 71.6 million tons of waste per year. The waste disposal is the main problem and hence causes land pollution. Also, underground water is get affected by landfilling of the waste of paper mills. There are three classes of paper waste, that is the mill broke, pre-consumer waste and the post-consumer waste, which can be used as a feedstock for producing recycled paper. First one, mill broke includes basically paper trimming and other paper scrap by the paper manufacturer and can be recycled. Next, the pre-consumer waste includes the waste that is removed before the use for the consumer. Next, post-consumer waste includes the waste after the consumer use, that is old magazines, old newspapers and notepads. Another problem with the wood pulp recycling is the fiber which are discarded becomes too small and weak after they get 4 or 5 times recycled and then they are not required in making paper. Also, the ink used for printing of paper has many environmental issues. The three important components of ink are volatile organic compounds, heavy metals and non-renewable oils. These de-inking paper pulp, when recycled, results in waste slurry which goes to landfill and causes land pollution. The next problem is evolution of harmful gases and chemicals. In making of wood pulp, sulfur-based products are used. They release sulfur dioxide during combustion. Sulfur dioxide that is produced is water soluble and even a main cause of acid rain. Hydrogen sulfide, methyl mercaptan, dimethyl sulfide and other volatile sulfur compounds emission causes pollution in air and water. The other gases released from paper mills, carbon monoxide, ammonia, nitrogen oxide, mercury, nitrates, methanol, benzene, volatile organic compounds or chloroform. Bleaching process. The bleaching process of chemical pulps causes major environmental destruction by the organic materials released in the water bodies. The paper and the pulp industries are normally situated closer to the large water bodies as they use water for several processes in industries. The bleaching process, which use chlorine products, releases the chlorinated organic compounds such as chlorinated dioxins which absorbs in the food chain and humans are exposed to it through food, meat and fishes. They are extremely toxic and carcinogenic in nature. Thus, human health is affected such as reproduction, developmental issues, immune and hormonal problems. Cases of environmental impact of paper and pulp industry. There are environmental issues, cases of paper and pulp industries. The first one, the Wisconsin Fox River in the United States is the main element of river pollution. The increased concentration of waste from paper and pulp mills is responsible for the contamination of water in the nearby rivers. Efforts have been taken for the cleaning of Fox River, but problems still exist. The bottom of the Fox River still contains some areas that are contaminated with toxic chemicals. In fact, the highest waste is from the recycling mills of local paper, which makes cleanup process a problematic issue. The quality of water starts depresses and it was considered to be unhealthy. This causes danger to the wildlife in the Fox River Valley, such as mallard ducks and Canada geese, fish such as whaley. The Tasman Mills is a paper and pulp mill located in New Zealand. The mill contributes more than $1 billion for the New Zealand economy per year. The waste discharged by Tasman paper and pulp mill goes in the Tarawera River. Because of the waste, Tarawera River water color becomes black and local residents call the river as black drain. The color obtained is dark by the involvement of pollutants from nearby paper mill. As of 1997, the paper and pulp mills were releasing over 160 million liters of industrial waste in the river per day. And by 2006, the level of oxygen of the river decreased to the extent that it puts the lives of fishes in danger. Prevention methods. Now we are going to see some prevention methods. The paper and pulp industries are constantly evolving in environmental problems. The amount of paper products are very high, so the pollution due to it is also very significant. It means that it has a look for ways of making improvement in formation and usage of paper. It has been calculated that by the end of year 2020, the paper mills will generate around 50 crore tons of paper and paper board per year. There are following ways by which the pollution due to paper and pulp industries can be prevented. First one, recycling of waste. The waste paper from paper and pulp industry can be reused. The paper once used, that is newspaper, toilet paper or writing paper, can be used again as paper board. This can not only conserve energy but also reduces the solid waste amount and contribute to the global environmental protection. The technology progress for an effective use of the waste paper in the pulp and paper industry is quite significant. The paper and pulp mills cause the air and water pollution, especially in forming the bleached pulp. It is calculated waste paper recycling reduces 35% of the water pollution and 74% of the air pollution. Therefore, the paper recycling reduces the demand for the virgin pulp and thus help in decreasing the net pollution. Next one, the use of white paper for the paper and pulp industry. The huge volume of water is used for the several processes in paper and pulp industry, which includes the preparation of pulp, bleaching system, cooling system and in boiler feed. Therefore, huge volume of waste water is also produced, which affects the agricultural lands and water bodies. Therefore, white water should be used to decrease the release of waste that helps in reduction of use of new water and hence reduces water pollution. The pulp and paper industry in the world is taking efforts to decrease the volume of water used. Discharge of white water means discharge of heat, which helps in maintaining the temperature and reduces the volume of steam used for drying. It will also improve the efficiency of paper production. They are in the close relationship to the energy and consumption of water in the pulp and paper industry. The next solution is use of sedimentation tank. The suspended solids in paper mills are removed by the sedimentation so as to reduce water pollution. The process results in the settle down of particles under the impact of gravity and then removed from the base of the tanks. The next is Alternative bleaching agents. As the chlorine used containing bleach causes pollution, other pulp bleaching agents, that is, hydrogen peroxide, ozone, and oxygen, can be used. These agents do not move any unwanted residues and are supposed to be environmental friendly. Now we'll see what is the Indian prospects. India has lowest position per capita usage of paper in the world. As per capita, consumption of paper is 5 kg in India, but 337 kg in North America. But Indian paper industries have a large capacity and prospects in the future. In India, the paper demand is increasing rapidly, which also includes tea bags, tissue papers, and writing papers. Also, the improvement in the communication, example, the rail, road, port also help the entire industrial sector for the transportation purposes. There are about 515 manufacturing units in India which are engaged in the paper production and paper board, which is likely to be 16 million tons by 2014. The Indian paper and pulp industries are involved in increasing plantations for the better quality of pulp, introduction of modern and effective collection and grading system improves the production. Ballarpur Industries Limited is the largest manufacturer of the paper in India. It has 85% of shares for the bond paper market in India. Also, Sesha Sai Paper and Board Limited is one of the South India based company for producing fine papers. Also, ITC is the largest and most technological improved paper and paper board business. ITC has a wide spectrum adduct such as packaging, graphics, writing and printing. In their Bhadrachalam plant, it has a capacity to generate 4 lakh tons of paper boards. The Indian Paper Mills Association has suggested for setting up of rupees 20,000 crores and are planning to upgrade the existing technology for improvement of energy conversion and improvement of quality of product. The major advantage is that Indian paper industry has a direct linkage with educational sector. If all these systems carry positively, we can expect that in near future, India may become market leader in the paper industry. Now let us summarize what we have learned about the paper and pulp industries. The paper and pulp industries contains in the generation of pulp, paper, board and other cellulose based products by the wood used as a raw material. Paper produced by them can be converted into copy paper, books, product, packaging, shopping bags and toilet papers. It has been calculated that by the end of year 2020, paper mills will form about 50 crores tons of paper and paper board per year. Paper mills causes a lot of environmental problems. The waste produced in the paper and the pulp industries are termed as paper pollution. It contributes to the air, water and land pollution. The waste disposal is the main problem and hence causes land pollution. Also, the underground water is get affected by landfilling of waste of paper mills. The product from paper and pulp industry can be used again, and it is calculated that the waste paper recycling reduces 35% of water pollution and 74% of air pollution. The Indian government has taken various initiatives to make availability of raw materials. and infrastructure development to reduce the shortage of the raw materials for the manufacturing of paper.